Yeah.
True that.
Staying in India, there's a little thing called the IPL that happens over there every April.
Yeah, it's only a small series.
Yeah, you know,
small league.
Yeah,
the max about $5 billion a year.
Hit and giggle. There's a few dollars that get chucked around.
Just a few.
Have a look at that aerial shot there of that stadium in Ahmedabad. It kind of looks like the G in the way that it's been built.
Oh my fucking God. It's a excellently designed stadium.
And I think they put it up, in about 4 years. So good work over there. IPL auction. The first thing I noticed, the difference in the contracts, the difference in the paydays is unbelievable. There's guys that and the examples I use, don't get your knickers in a knot because obviously these guys are worth a lot of money. But I'm just going to compare them to other guys that get paid a whole lot less and possibly deserve a similar amount of money. The first thing I noticed, Rohit Sharma's current contract, he's on $2.1 million US. All right. I'm not questioning Rohit Sharma's ability in short form cricket. One of the best going around and one of the most accomplished ODI players of all time.
Definitely.
Stellar IPL career. 2.1 million a year for him. Then you get a guy like Lynn, who has been the most dominant guy in the Big Bash over the last 10 years. Hasn't quite had the same success in India in the IPL.
Wasn't the best Big Bash season for him this year either.
This year, no,
and last year I think he was hurt a little bit
and prone to injury. He's had his shoulders problems.
But I still get your point. Like
he's on 280,
he's the big show.
280,000. So that's eight times less than what Rohit Sharma gets. And we've just had another wicket. You're joking. It's Joe Root has 4 for fuck all.
Yeah. Ashwin skied this one straight up.
Was it a sweep? We'll run you.
4 for 5.
Joe Root is 4 for 5.
He might get 5
might get a Michelle Pfeiffer here.
5 for 5 from 5. That's
unbelievable scenes. Bowling around the wicket. Ashwin's gone to sweep him, top edge.
Not getting a huge amount of time.
So this is a very similar dismissal to Stuart Broad the other day in the same position. You're 8 for 100.
Yeah, why are you trying to hit this over the fence?
Yeah,
so.
I'll just try and grind it out a little bit, but maybe that.
Do you know what it is?
What?
He's a tail end batter.
runs, lead runs.
Yeah, I'm trying to get me 100.
Maybe. Yeah, just for me, as
don't throw your wicket away. Yeah,
someone with no talent and no concentration at any crease that I've ever been at.
Play the percentages, play the safe game.
Indeed.
Especially in Test cricket, tick the runs over.
Yeah, it just seems like a little bit of a silly dismissal.
Yeah.
Very strangely reminiscent of Stuart Broad yesterday.
Yeah. Coming back to your IPL, so in the comparison, because you'll get to Cummins and Hazelwood in a second. One of the things to remember, though, is there's 25 players on a squad and 8 of them are overseas players. So there is a limit, of course. So for that matter, they will favour locals. Of course, that's how they build their teams and they build the franchise faces, the players they want to build, say the club around so that fans can get behind it, buy jerseys, buy all the merchandise, etc.
And probably better for the fans. We've got Dhoni, we've got Sharma, we've got Virat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then bringing the overseas guy in it's maybe not you're not trying to bring Steve Smith in to say he's the face of the franchise kind of thing. It is a little bit mercenary for these guys where they're just, hey, they're role players essentially. We need you to come in and play a role. Great thing for India is they are stacked with batsmen and spinners at the moment.
Top order and spinners.
So that's why someone like Lynn misses out, because it's like, well, hey, we're probably going to go with 4 Indian batters at the top, but we need some reserves in case these guys get hurt or it's a long season, they need some rest. So yeah, hey, Lynn as a reserve is a great reserve and he's cheap. So
But then there's this next comparison, I suppose, counters that argument in the fact that we've got 2 guys here that are Australian stalwarts.
I would say there is a slight difference in, one's the premier player and the other one's pretty close, but I'd say he's a step down.
Okay. Pat Cummins, 2.2 million US. Yep. Josh Hazelwood, 280,000 US. Cummins getting 8 times more than Hazelwood. Agreed. Cummins is the better cricketer, probably in all formats at this stage.
Yep.
No hate against Josh Hazelwood there. Excellent bowler. Looking at that, I think that's fucking crazy that Cummins is getting 8 times more than Josh Hazelwood. It's just the craziness of the IPL contracts and how they work, and it's something that's I've really started to notice over the last few series is the discrepancy in what guys are getting paid. But yeah, it's an industry, it's a business, it's a market, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. If you compare it to say the NBA or the NFL, there's plenty of guys there that are getting 8 or 10 times what other guys are getting, or if not more.
True. There's always your journeymen who are there, the role players, they do some stuff, and then you've got your guys making max contracts. Like that's all that happens across the sport. Like,
I suppose the difference is, a franchise quarterback compared to fifth string cornerback. The value to the team, you probably should be getting 10 or more times than the other guy.
We're talking about, say, we shouldn't be crossing sports, but we're talking about like Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. Mahomes is getting 100 mil and Rodgers is getting 100,000. Like
that's a similar, or 100 mil. That's 8 times more. So let's. I've
extracted. I've gone way off the range, but that's
similar.
Like, hey, there's similar talent.
Yeah, obviously
different
at the
ages,
moment you'd rather Mahomes than Rodgers. Rodgers did just win the MVP, but Mahomes younger. You slightly want to pay Mahomes a bit more. It's pretty crazy that there's this discrepancy in the contracts. Don't want to dwell on it too long. Just an interesting thing.
We're bringing NFL into a cricket chat. Let's keep going.
We love doing that here on the Esky. You're wearing a bloody Denver Broncos.
Represent.
You got the Bucks hat going. The season's finished, but yeah, we love both sports, and why can't we compare them?
I do want to mention that Cummins and Hazelwood have both been retained by their respective teams.
Yeah, so these are old contracts. Yeah, they're not new from this auction.
Yeah, so based on probably a couple of years
that's
past.
It's just something that really caught my eye when I was looking at some of these numbers.
I think Steve Smith's probably the good example of this, of a guy that's had a significant haircut with what he got last year in the auction to what he's getting this year. But from what I understand, I actually love the auction and how they do this in the IPL. This is a really interesting way to set up a season going into it. From what I understand, is all-rounders and quicks were what teams were preferring to get, because like I said, they had batters, they've got spin bowling, they've got great stocks in either one. Fast bowling in India is not developing, but it's specialist. They've got a few good guys, but they don't have a huge amount of stocks like they would compared to, say, Australia, which just churns out fast bowls left and right. Of course, Jai Richardson, as an example, being one of the lucky guys to get a massive deal out of this.
Yeah. Well, let's look at some of those quicks. So obviously, Chris Morris, he got the biggest IPL contract in this auction with Rajasthan Royals. Something that's been really troubling me this week is trying to convert crores to US dollars. 16.25 crores. It's about 2.25 million US dollars.
Yep.
Eclipses Yuvraj Singh's 2015 contract. Here goes number one. He's an all-rounder, as we were speaking about. All-rounders and quicks favoured for the teams, and top orders, batsmen and specialist spinners, they look for the local talent.
Yep.
Big Kyle Jamieson, 6'8", fast bowler, Kiwi. He goes for $2 million US dollars. He's 26. He's only got 5 2020s under his belt. He goes to Royal Challengers Bangalore. He's the second highest paid guy in this auction, pretty much unproven in any big competitions. Has some excellent Plunket Shield form. That's a massive gamble there by Royal Challengers Bangalore. It'll be interesting to see if that pays off.
Is he playing for New Zealand at the moment?
Yeah, he's played in these last 2 test matches. Didn't do much, I don't think. If you don't mind having a look at Kyle Jamieson there for us, Jim. Third guy, he's got a bit of a reputation. Glenn Maxwell, the big show. He pockets a cool 1.95 US dollars. He also goes to Royal Challengers Bangalore. Again, all-rounder, big hitting all-rounder. Bowls off spin, but not a specialist spinner. Then there's some young Aussie quicks getting absolutely paid. So Jai Richardson, he goes fourth in the auction in terms of value. 1.9 US dollars to Punjab Kings. He's only 24. Let that sink in. He's killing it for a 24-year-old, especially for a guy who's 5'11", slight, doesn't have that traditional quick build. He was a leading wicket taker in Big Bash 10. He had 29 poles at 16.
Yeah, got spanked a little bit today, but we'll get to that.
And they always do.
They do.
Yes.
You have your ups and downs.
Indeed. And then Riley Meredith, who's never played for Australia. He's in this T20 squad that's over in New Zealand, but he's never had a cap. He picks up $1 million with the Punjab Kings, and his big bash wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. He had 16 wickets, averaged 24, went for 7.8 and over. That's nothing that you really write home about. So obviously, these IPL franchises are willing to throw a bit of money at these foreign quicks and hoping that they can get the job done for them. And good on him. 24-year-old making $1 million in cricket. It's something that was unheard of 10 years ago.
Yeah, well, think about it as well. Probably going through the list at that point, they've probably gone. Well, Richardson's gone, Cummins has gone, Hazelwood's gone. Yeah, as contracts, they're working through the list and go. Oh, I want an Australian quick in my side.
Yes.
So supply and demand at that point. So
yes and no. Like Nathan Coulter-Nile, he picked up a good contract, but then I'm scrolling down here to try and find some of the next foreign quicks, and I'm going. All right, we've got Ben Cutting.
Well, that's my point. But at that point,
he's an all-rounder.
All the fast quicks were gone. So they're trying when they're trying to auction for Riley, that they've gone, hey, he's probably the last top guy available. Well, a guy that's had big bash experience, good numbers, not great numbers. And they compete because it is an auction. They're competing for him. So again, great for Riley. Let's put it that way.
Oh yeah, and that's why we've got him in our winners conversation. So our winners in this, we're looking at it as players rather than teams, franchises. Obviously, Chris Morris, Cole Jamieson. Shout out to him. Glenn Maxwell's obviously worth a fair bit as it is.
Yep.
Still $2 million and not going to sneeze at it. And then big winners, Jai Richardson and Riley Meredith. Congrats, young blokes, getting paid. Hopefully, you guys have great series. The thing that I wanted to say, compare Riley Meredith's contract here for $1 million. Guy like Andrew Ty, he's already at the Rajasthan Royals. He's on 1 crore, which is 140,000 US. So again, Riley Meredith's getting 8 times more than Andrew Ty, who's been proven for Australia, a little bit older, but has that wealth of experience. It's just funny how the money gets thrown around. Riley Meredith, 1 million. Josh Hazelwood, 280,000. He's getting nearly 4 times more than one of the best fast bowlers Australia's seen in the last 10 years. It's just interesting how the money gets thrown around. But hats off to them. Young blokes getting their clams, and hopefully they have a good series.
Yeah, I'm getting excited for it. So IPL starts
April. Can we get a start?
Yeah, it's April. We talked about this last. I think pretty sure it's in April. Yeah. Losers. So we mentioned Steve Smith.
Yes. So his Rajasthan Royals contract was relinquished, or however it works. They released him, and he took a big pay cut. He's getting $310,000 US to go to the Delhi Capitals. That's less than Dan Christian, Moises Enriquez.
I think
again they're both all rounders. So
there was also a bit of strategy, I think, with Steve Smith that I can't remember which club it was, but one of them put on a small bid, knowing that they were trying to get a team to outbid them, because then that would then take them out of the running with money wise of what they had left to spend at the auction to go after someone like Maxwell, so that they and then. I can't remember which club it was, but they were outbidded by the Capitals, took Smith, which then, takes them out of the running because they didn't have as much money left to take Maxwell. So it was interesting, some of the strategy the different teams were making with placing bids and trying, not boosting numbers, but trying to force teams to pick guys up, which would then make it easier for them to then pick up other guys they were targeting in the auction to get. So that was interesting.
Different strategies between different franchises.
Yeah.
The other loser, one of 2 English losers I had out of this, was Darwin Milan. He got $200,000 with the Punjab Kings. Again, I wouldn't mind $200,000 to play cricket, but a guy of his nature, he's had 19 2020s for England.
Yep.
He averages 53 in 2020s. Like he is an outstanding 2020 batsman. Been around the IPL before and all. of the other various 2020 competitions. I think that's an absolute bargain for him. And the other Pom that went pretty cheap, Liam Livingston, we were speaking about him a few weeks ago. He obviously had a lot of success with the Perth Scorchers. This big bash, 110,000 from Rajasthan Royals. So he's getting
How long's the season?
20 times less than some of the guys.
How long's the season?
It normally goes for about 10 weeks.
10 weeks. 110K. Would you turn that down?
Oh, you're not going to turn it down. But I'm saying, if you're nearly as good as the bloke batting in front of you or you're batting with, and he's getting 10 times more, 20 times more, you start thinking, oh, this is a bit funny how this works. But yeah, I guess it's the business of sport and the business of cricket and the business of 2020. And our parents would just be going, oh, that's unbelievable money. How could anyone be saying 110 grand to play cricket in 2 months is a loser? But
yeah, true.
yeah, it's just very fascinating to see the way the money gets split. Last point, I think, from this, and we've already touched on it, there was not one single pure spinner, all-rounders out of it. I'm talking about pure spinners, guys that bat 8, 9, 10, 11, taken in this auction. They took a few Indians, but no overseas spinner went in this auction. Unbelievable testament to the depth that India has in their spinners. We've seen it, obviously, in the test team. They can throw Akshar Patel in. They can throw Kuldeep Yadav in. They can throw Washington Sundar in. They've just got spinners galore. And as we also mentioned, their top order batting depth is very, very good.
Yeah, they've got good stocks over in those guys.